Hey guys, Sports Geek with AccessoryGeeks.com, here with a comparison video between the Kindle Fire and the Nexus 7. Both of these are 7-inch tablets that retail for $199 for the base models, so these are pretty strong competitors against each other, and many people will be considering them if they're looking for a low-cost Android tablet. As you can see, both of the designs are very minimalistic on the front with no branding. Height-wise, the Nexus is a little taller, coming in at about 7.8 inches, whereas the Kindle Fire comes in at 7.5 inches. Thickness-wise, the Nexus 7 is a little thinner, coming in at 0.41 inches compared to the Kindle Fire at 0.45 inches. The Nexus 7 also has curved edges, which make it feel a little thinner than it really is, whereas the Kindle Fire is completely squared on the sides. On the back, both tablets exhibit soft touch plastic. However, the Nexus 7 does have this perforated effect that gives it a somewhat leathery feel. Port-wise, both have micro USB charging ports and 3.5mm headphone jacks. The Kindle Fire only has one button, the unlock button, which is at the bottom of the device. The Nexus 7 has its unlock button on the right side of the device, along with a volume rocker. The Nexus 7 also has a front-facing camera and pogo charging pins. As far as the user experience goes, while both of these tablets run Android, the experience is vastly different due to the versions of Android that these are running. The Nexus 7 runs the latest version of Android, Android 4.1, also called Jelly Bean, whereas the Kindle Fire runs a heavily skinned version of Android 2.3. And just by looking at the home screens, you can see the differences are very apparent. On the Nexus 7, it has a very phone-like feel in the sense that you have your multiple home screens, you have multiple widgets that you can place, you have an app launcher, access to your widgets, a notification bar, and an ever-present Google search bar. Of course, you also have access to the latest improvements in Android 4.1, such as Google Now, multitasking, and the Project Butter speed and transition improvements. On the Kindle Fire, you have Amazon's heavily skinned version of Android 2.3, which has this recent apps flip-through menu. It does have an app drawer, and if you want to add an app to your main screen, you press and hold it and add it to your favorites. So a very simple interface on the Kindle, not as many options as the Nexus 7. Both of these have access to app markets, and this is where one of the biggest differences comes into play. With the Kindle Fire, you're locked into Amazon's app services. So if you want Android apps, you have to get it from the Kindle store. If you want to download music, movies, books, magazines, those would all be done through the Amazon store. Just give you an example of how the bookstore looks. On the Nexus 7, everything's handled through Google Play. So as you can see, they've expanded their offering quite a bit with music, magazines, books, and movies and TV. However, every single Android app pretty much is on the Google Play Store, whereas the Kindle Store app selection is much more limited. You still have access to Amazon services on the Nexus 7, such as the Kindle app, as you can see here, as well as things like Amazon MP3, as you can see here. So much different experiences. Another difference is, given that the Kindle Fire only has one hardware button, and no home, back, or multitasking buttons. Those are handled on contextual menus based on the app you're in. As you can see, a bar popped up here where you can hit the menu or go back. And once you return to the home screen, it disappears. You don't have any multitasking here on the Kindle Fire, whereas on the Nexus 7 you have their full multitasking window where you can swipe away apps. So a much more complete experience with the Nexus 7. The Kindle Fire is great for utilizing Amazon services, but it just doesn't afford you access to the Google Play Store, nor does it have all the flexibility that stock Android can offer you. The Nexus 7 is a very powerful tablet. It is the first 7-inch tablet that has a quad-core processor inside. It's powered by NVIDIA's Tegra 3 processor. The Kindle Fire, while also powerful, packs a dual-core processor. The Nexus 7 also has a much higher resolution display with a 1280 by 800 resolution, whereas the Kindle Fire has a 1024 by 600 resolution. So all in all, if you're considering these two tablets, I would recommend that you pick up the Nexus 7, or if you do really enjoy the Kindle experience, wait for the next generation of the Kindle Fire, because that will be a much more powerful tablet that will be able to compete with the Nexus 7 much better than the original Kindle has. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or if you have any requests, please submit it to our YouTube channel. Again, this was Sports Geek with AccessoryGeeks.com, reminding you that you got it from a geek.